Hello, it's Helen Paris here with another Wednesday practice tip. Did you know that it is far more efficient and effective to practice in a brand new technique with a brand new piece of repertoire than it is to practice in that new technique with an existing piece of repertoire? Here's why. When you have learnt a piece of repertoire, your brain has created a particular neural pathway for all of those movements that you make. It sends the signals in your brain to the particular parts of your body that need to move at those particular times in that piece. There are so many pieces of information involved in creating a performance. The longer that you've been playing that piece for, the stronger that particular neural pathway is. That's how come we know that long-term practice really helps to bed something in. But what if your teacher has told you that your embouchure isn't very good, or you need to work on your bow hold? What if you discover that you've been breathing wrong the entire time? All of these foundational techniques can still be bedded in incorrectly in that old piece of repertoire, because that's how you practiced it. So when you practice that piece of repertoire, you're trying to break one little habit in a huge big sequence of habits that you've already bedded in. This is really very difficult to do. What your brain really needs to do is create a new neural pathway. And it's so much easier to do that with a new piece of repertoire. You can learn and bed in this new technique with the new notes that you're learning. Sometimes it's necessary to put an existing piece of repertoire on hold simply because the habits that you've built with that piece need to be broken, and it will take time for those new habits to bed in with new repertoire. After a period of time, we can then revisit the old repertoire, and sometimes the new technique actually sorts itself out. It's generalized itself into your overall foundation technique. But sometimes that neural pathway that you created is so strong that as soon as you go back to that old piece, the old habits are still there. As long as those habits aren't too dangerous, it might still be okay to play the piece. But if that's something that you were doing that was actually causing injury to yourself, then the safest thing to do is abandon that piece until you've absolutely broken that habit. Happy practicing.